Alright, so let me go to my presentation and put slideshow, start slideshow. Alright, so my presentation is on the science of sports injuries and recoveries. My name is Chris, and let's get started. So for the introduction, this presentation will talk about like the common sports injuries, like advancements in the recovery process, and how to prevent injuries as well. So the main points that we're gonna be going over are what causes injuries and what kind of injuries like are caused, the recovery, and the measures you can take to prevent like injuries and stuff. Yeah. So some common sports injuries are sprains and strains, fractures, and concussions. Those are the most common ones. And their causes are like overuse and like repetitive motion, lack of proper warm-ups, like not warming up before like games, practices, just jumping in and like doing stuff like without a warm-up, and like hard impacts and even collisions, like going like bumping into a player or like going hard for a tackle. So an example of this is that I I had a pulled like a strained groin. um I went to practice one day, and I I would I didn't warm up before practice, and I kind of like overextended my right leg, and then I heard like a pop. Like this is I play soccer, so like I like kind of went in for a tackle, and I overextended my right leg, and I heard a pop in my groin, and from there I couldn't, like, it felt numb. And then after the numbness, I started feeling like sharp pains every time I would try running. So I went to the doctor, and they told me that I had like a pulled groin, or like a strained groin. So I had to take some time off soccer for that, like 2 to 3 months, just for it to recover. So that goes to show that lack of warm ups, and like one of the causes, lack of warm ups, can be like a primary cause of like injury. So, oh, you can't see it. Um, oh, there you go. So the reason I made my background white is so you guys can see like the pie chart that's right here. So basically, we have all the kind of injuries, like the parts of the body that get injured throughout like sports activities. Like the most common ones, like the biggest percentage is the elbow. Then after that is it's the shoulder, and then I think after that it's the knee and then the neck. But then after that, like most of them overlap with the percentages, like between 1%, less than a percent, like finger, hand, arm, like the oblique. It's like not as common, but according to the website Strategic Market Research, sprains and fractures are accounted for for over 1.1 million sport related injuries in the US, and this was in the year 2021. And then according to the Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, concussions, concussions constituted of 21.6 of injuries among high school athletes. I mean, I think when I played high school soccer, I think I didn't get a concussion, but I would bump my head a lot, and I don't know, I'd get like dizzy. But yeah, just like the trainers for high school would like check on me and stuff. But like, I think throughout my high school experience, I would see like the most common injury I saw was concussions, including with my goalkeeper, who would bump into the post every now and then. But I think that I think I agree with that statement. And then, so now we're moving on to advances in recovery. So to start off, we have like the improvements in technology. Now people can like use like GPS like trackers on their like vests, and then like kind of sleeves to track their vitals and their biomechanics in the recovery process. And also we have like robotic assisted like recovery. and these machines help athletes like regain strength and mobility after injuries. They can like provide like precise movements according to the injury that speed up muscle and joint recovery. And then for like therapeutic techniques that have like improved, we now have the use of extreme cold like ice baths or even cryo chambers. I do ice baths like probably 1 to 2 times a week because I'm running a lot. I'm doing a lot of weightlifting, and it honestly like reduces like the soreness for me, and and even when I had my strained groin, I would do ice baths to reduce inflammation, like how it says on the slide. And it's also used for to decrease pain and accelerate healing. And yeah, as you can see on like many shows, many movies, many YouTube videos, many documentaries, you see people like athletes, NBA players, soccer players, football players use like ice baths to recover faster. And then we have PRP therapy. It's a treatment where like a patient's own platelets are injected into the injured area to stimulate faster tissue repair and healing. And honestly, like I seen Kobe Bryant, and I just saw like last week how Tiger I saw like a reel on Instagram, and I saw Tiger Woods use this as well. So that's kind of like what inspired me to do a bit more research on PRP therapy. So yeah. And other ways of preventing sports injuries, I would see um, like training and conditioning, like strength training and flexibility exercises. And while I was recovering with my strained groin, I had I would use like kettlebells, dumbbells, resistance bands. Also, I would do like body weight exercises like planks, balance, a lot of stretching. I would stretch from like 2 to 3 times a week when I would wake up in the middle of the day and before I would go to sleep. It's important to stretch and keep those like the tendons, the nerves, like the muscles all nice and loose because it's people tend to re-injure themselves right after recovering from an injury. So it's important to do all those things. And we have to take, but you have to be safe because I've seen a lot online how people get injured using gear, like using heavy weight and all this, all that, and and so I think that's the end of my presentation. But I do want to conclude that I do want to conclude that injuries are very repetitive. If you don't take care of them properly the first time, it could lead to re-injuring that area. So it's important to take into account that there are a lot of new techniques and methods on how to recover, more prevention exercises as well. We went over like how the most common injuries, new techniques and new technologies on how to recover from robotics to even therapeutic. We're going to um, cold cryo chambers and ice baths, and then we talked about preventing injuries as well, which you see on the slide here. Um, but yeah, that's my presentation. I do have a personal relation to this topic because do have a lot of information on this since I'm like my friends call me injury prone. I've gotten a lot of minor injuries, but I think the most serious injury I got was my groin strain, which I included in my presentation today. So my name is Chris, and thanks for listening.